Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back, guys, ladies, gentlemen, people. What is up? Come on in, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. And of course, guys, roll on in. Would I do an updated video today about Anna Kepner's vicious death details without showing you the last CCTV footage? I don't think so. So come on in, relax, chill, look out for the goal. We've got a goal today. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do. I want to do a giveaway between today and tomorrow, something that's going to help somebody to get their Thanksgiving dinner, what have you. We'll think of something. I do have an email below, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. If anybody has suggestions on what to do, or anybody that doesn't have a Thanksgiving meal that needs help, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, and let me know. Or if you know somebody that doesn't have Thanksgiving, can't afford it, I'd like to know. I'd like to help. So there. Come on in, guys. Of course, we're going to go over this last CCT footage. Let me tell you what we're doing today. All right. As a matter of fact, let me tell you. All right, come on in. What's up, Brown Eye Girl? Good to see you, my friend. Synth, I see you. I don't know if any of the other mods are here. Millie, good to see you. It would be much better if you were in green, just so you know. Clark, big hugs. Deborah Bush, good to see you. Cirrus, and everybody else. Emily Jane. All right, good to see y'all. Come on in. Marie Joy. All right, guys, you guys can see we have a goal. You can get a membership, gift a membership, super chat, super sticker, all that. Now, I'm putting this up so you guys can see the people in this case. That's the suspect, Timothy Hudson, Chantel Kepner, married to Chris from 2024 to present, Tabitha Kepner, which, by the way, was 15 years old when Christopher Kepner met her, cheated on Heather Wright, the mom, and well, that's pedo status because she was underage. Indy Isham, good to see you. Under your scars, come on in. All right, let me tell you what we're covering today so you know, and then I'm just gonna run through what we're covering. There's a lot today, guys. There is new details in Anna Kepner's death certificate that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you the actual death certificate. There's a lot. All right, so listen, what we're talking about today is the Anna Kepner case and the updates, last CCTV footage, custody dispute and investigation intertwined into one, and you have this shit show. Now, new details in the investigation of Anna Kepner have surfaced, and it's parallel with the family court custody dispute. And the reason it's parallel is because things in that dispute are coming out faster than the courts can stop them, and it's leaking to us about the criminal case and the death of Anna. Now, those custody disputes are raising questions about the events that happened on the cruise and where Anna was found and how it happened. According to the filings, the court filings and interviews by investigators, they noted bite marks on the victim. All right. Several witnesses reported hearing chairs being thrown and shouting involving the victim's teenage stepbrother shortly before Anna was reported missing. All right. Authorities have not publicly charged anyone, but what's leaked out in the custody dispute is more than we need to know about this. Now, you guys are also confused about the family's conflicting stories, right? We got grandma talking about brother and sister, two peas in a pod, and ex-boyfriend saying much different. Now, the stepbrother's mother, Timothy, the suspect, the suspect's mother, Chantel, who you see on the screen, has filed motions seeking to seal portions of the custody record, arguing that that's restrict public access because she needs to protect her son and avoid disclosing all the information that we're presenting to you today, and that's getting out. Right now, that can affect the ongoing criminal investigation, and that's the big thing today. We're going to find out what she's trying to seal and why she's trying to hide these things. All right, now critics say public records are essential, especially in Florida. We agree. All right. Now, family accounts about Anna's relationship with Timothy Hudson, the stepbrother, are much different than the ex boyfriend. All right. So I know y'all are confused. I saw a couple people saying, Jay, I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, listen, Anna's family, her grandparents, we're gonna listen to the interview. Grandma says brother and sister were two peas in a pod, while the ex-boyfriend has said contrasting accounts alleging that the stepbrother climbed on top of Anna during a FaceTime call and had creepy sexual intentions. All right, these statements are confusing, but I'm gonna break that down for you. And guess what, guys? There's a lot of things that were going on in the family that nobody knew about. And that's why I believe grandma and grandpa were in the dark about what was happening, and their accounts are much different. That family did a lot of things that we didn't know about. They didn't know about. They didn't tell people what they were doing. They didn't tell grandma and grandpa, well, I'm letting the kids drink together. And, well, my son carries a big knife around. And, well, he climbed on top. So that's why a lot of people are confused. Welcome, brown eyed girl, to the crime crew under your scars. It's not that confusing. A lot of people are confused. But the reason why it's confusing is because, well, the parents didn't tell grandma and grandpa half the details that were going on inside that home. All right. So that is a huge explanation for that. And you'll see why as we go. Now, Anna's biological mother is also publicly calling for justice on her TikTok and urging authorities to complete a thorough investigation. Now, her mom had to sneak into her celebration of life by wearing big boots and a wig. All right. Her mom has been shunned from the family by the dad. Meanwhile, attorneys in court filings in the custody dispute have produced additional details that investigators may consider, which is why the legal teams are seeking limits on what becomes part of the public record. So it's getting all mixed up. We're going to hear from the mom, we're going to hear from the grandparents, and we're going to tie this all together. This is a wild case. So I want you to understand that you're not the only one, Emily. There's a lot of people that message me, Jay, I don't get it. Why the grandparents say that? I'll tell you why, and you'll see why. All right. So no worries, Emily. You're not the only one that's confused. I assure you. What's up, Tara? Abby Poodle. I didn't see you come in, but hello. Indy, you're right. She's absolutely a beauty. Good to see you, my friend. All right, guys, we're going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. First of all, let's start off with the surveillance of the last hours of Anna Kepner's life. And then I'm going to read you this article where cruise victim Anna Kepner's suspect brother fought demons and made disturbing admissions after he strangled his 18-year-old stepsister. All right. All right, guys. 111. That's a prayer right there. That prayer is that Anna Kepner gets the justice that she deserves. All right, so let's keep going. There's a lot in this case. There should be more arrows all over that thing. But by the end of this episode, y'all are going to have your own errors and your own notes and say, Jay, wow, that was a lot in one episode. Well, yes, I agree. Thank you so much, Bree, for the $3 super sticker towards our goal. All right. Strangling is absolutely personal. And I knew before I heard the cause of death that asphyxiation would be the case. All right. I knew that because that's typically what happens when you're not talking about finding blood and there's no weapons. It's usually some type of asphyxiation or strangulation. All right. The family knew what happened before it came out, guys. And I'm going to tell you that they knew what happened and they lied to FBI when they were interviewed. So the family's pretty shady on the Kepner side as far as Christopher Dad and Chantel and those children. They all got a lot to hide. What's up, Sherlock Holmgrove? Good to see you, my friend. All right, let's get into those last hours of Anna Kepner's life together. That way, if anyone missed anything about the asphyxiation or anything, we'll get caught up and then I'll start talking about the demons that Timothy was hiding and how he was carrying around this big knife that Anna was scared of. All right, let's go.
About the final hours of Anna Kepner's life, and it all comes from surveillance footage. As we know, Anna left a family dinner early, citing that she wasn't feeling good. Remember, Anna was on this cruise with her family which was her father, her stepmother, her 14-year-old biological brother, and her 16-year-old stepbrother. The three of them shared a cabin. Both of the boys had bunks. Anna had her own bed. On this surveillance video, you see Anna come into her cabin, and then a little bit later, you see both of the boys come. Not too long after the 14
All right, guys, there's a lot of fake footage out there, but you can
boys come.
kind of
See Anna come into her cabin.
you could kind of differentiate the fake from the real. So I'm going to play this now. I'll play it again later for you and show you which one is the footage. Also, more footage is going to be coming out, my friends. And when that footage comes, it's going to be so incriminating on all of the family, not just Timothy. All right.
And then a little bit later, you see both of the boys come. Not too long after the 14-year-old is seen leaving the cabin in a different change of clothes, and he's going to take snapshots of the cruise ship. This leaves Anna and the 16-year-old stepbrother in the cabin alone. We now know more about the final hours of Anna Kepner's life, and it all comes from surveillance footage.
All right. And that's going to be what happens. All of this is going to come out on surveillance footage. When is the question? Because they're trying to get this all sealed. What's up, Ganja Girl 420? Thank you so much for the $1 super chat or sticker towards our goal. All right. So that footage goes fast, guys. It goes fast. There's other footage out there, and that's not really the actual footage. All right, so let me pull this down for y'all, and let me show you about just hours ago, new information came out about her death, and you're going to see her death certificate right now.
In the investigation into the death of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old Titusville teenager who was found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship earlier this month. It's still a lot of questions about that because the FBI at this point has still been very quiet. No official word about what is going on in that.
All right, I don't know why it's being choppy. I've downloaded it, but the super sticker bullseye is a $2 super chat or more. So when somebody does like a 99 cent or $1, it doesn't go towards the goal. Of course, I'm going to note that. All right, so that's why, because it was $1. Anyway, look below, guys. I got my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and guiltyofcrimeby@gmail.com for y'all to reach out to me. All right, let's go. This is going to show her death certificate and the new information that just came out regarding it. There's a lot today.
That case, and so we are continuing to get some more information from other legal sources, court documents.
I don't know why it's being choppy, guys. I've got this downloaded, so my apologies if it is.
In other cases, that family court case that we have had gotten a number of
sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me stop this for a second, and hopefully I'm not freezing up on y'all. I'm listening to this and it's just choppy. Let me hit play and see if that fixes
interesting details about, including that was where we got the first indication that the 16-year-old.
Let's see. I don't know why it's doing that.
Anna Kepner. Some new.
It's not letting me play this. And
now,
I don't
Esther,
know why.
Are you able to hear me before I kind of pull you up here?
Huh.
You cannot hear me. Okay, so.
That's because your sound's messed up, buddy. I'm trying to show this death certificate here. It may be him, too. So there's the certificate of death. I'm going to try to get through this portion. It may just be the actual video footage. I'm going to take this subtitles off so we can see it, and we've got the certificate of death. If this doesn't play correct, I'm going to put something else up. I apologize for that.
Okay. For you, Fox News obtained this. You can find out more about it on foxnews.com. We also have more information on fox35orlando.com.
It's super choppy, but we can see the death certificate up there, and we can see that the funeral facility and place of disposition information. Christopher Kepner is on there as the father. Now they've got the address, the funeral director. I don't see the mom, but I do see that she's cremated, guys. And maybe I want to tell you guys, maybe, just maybe, everybody, maybe that has to do with the way they did the celebration of life, but they did go and cremate her right away, which always gives me I just don't like those. I don't like when that happens when somebody dies and they get cremated right away, especially when there's a murder investigation involved. And if you look at that death certificate that's on my screen, you guys, it says they're cremating her. Cremation, right?
We're going to see in this death certificate, and obviously the personal information has been redacted, but
I also want to continue to look at the certificate of death when it was. So, date of death was November 7th, female, 18 years old. Date of birth, June 13th, 2007. I just want to see if I see anything significant or something missing on here, but it's really weird that they're cremating her right away. The mom is not on that certificate of death as a parent, which I feel so bad for that mom, and you'll see in a bit, all right? Student, never worked, high school graduate or GED, race, white, never been married, parent. Oh, they do have her on there. So I can see Christopher Kepner and Heather Wright as a name, which I'm glad because the mom does not deserve what they're doing to her at this point. All right. So that's what I'm gathering from this here. They got everything on there. They are cremating her. They marked her date of death as November 7th. All right. Let's see if we can hear this
so
any better.
one thing we have learned from it is that her body has been cremated after her death. What we don't know, though, the public document, which is what this is, does not include how she died. Still no.
And this is skipping, guys. I don't know why, but we don't have a cause of death, even though we know about it. And even many channels, for some reason, are still saying breaking news. Anna Kepner was asphyxiated. Well, we knew that on almost day one, right? I don't know why we knew that on almost day one. I think because we were talking to family members behind the scenes, but it's really weird that they keep putting that out there like we didn't know.
Manner of death, still no cause of death. And so there are still a lot of questions surrounding that as the investigation continues. Now I can bring in Fox 35's Esther Bauer, who is joining us live now via Zoom. And Esther, we appreciate you joining us here on Florida Live as we've discussed continuing to pour.
Is it not pausing for you guys? Because it keeps jumping for me. I think I'm going to move on. Bullseye, help Jay get some Java for all her hours working to prepare for us here. Thank you so much, Under Your Scars, for the $5 super chat. And then we got Foxy Amazon gifting a membership. Please thank her if you receive that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what she has to say. If it keeps skipping, it's just driving me nuts. I've got so much more to show you. I'm not even going to do this. So let me see.
Over these court documents that give us just little bits of information at a time. And that's just kind of the way that this has all been going over these past couple of weeks.
And this just came out minutes before I started streaming. So I wanted to bring you guys the death certificate, the fact that she was cremated, and the latest up-to-date information in this case. Clark, thank you so much for the $3.99 super sticker. I do appreciate that. And let's continue. I'll try to answer questions and things when we get, when I'm not trying to fight this video.
Yes, and we might get some more information because newly filed today in
Yes.
this unrelated family court case between Anna's stepmother and the stepmother's ex. Now, in that custody battle, they are wanting Anna's stepfather to testify in that case. So this is not super normal because, again, this stepmother is divorcing from a different ex. It's not necessarily common to bring in a new spouse into this unrelated custody battle. But now when you have a custody battle and then you throw in the wrinkle of someone within that custody battle.
And this is why I wanted to explain this to you. I've got many clips about what the custody battle means and why it's intertwined with this case and why Chantel is trying to block the information. And trust me, you guys don't want that information to be shut down because we're not going to know a thing about it. All right. We're not going to to know anything if they shut it down. We wouldn't even have known that Timothy was a suspect if it weren't for those court hearings and proceedings. All right. And I'm telling you that 110% why we found out about Timothy and that criminal case and the death was only because they were in court and the suspect of him being a suspect came into play in the death, and then bam, a lot of things came out. So Miracle Hearts, good to see you, my friend. My Bluebirds, what's up? All right, new information just came out minutes ago, and that's what I'm trying to do, is give you the most up-to-date news in this case. It changes minute to minute.
Battle, being possibly charged and accused of murdering another family member. This lawyer for the ex-husband is going to want as many people as they can find that could throw a wrench into the mother being fit to care for the other children. So what we are hearing from people that are tracking this case is that the attorney for the ex is wanting this new husband of the stepmother to become part of this case because he wants to prove the stepmom is not fit to care for the other children if this alleged possible murder took place under her watch with her 16-year-old son.
And again, her 16-year-old son that carried a knife around, they put them all in the room, they let them drink. I hope this is helping you guys to understand why the case is so intertwined together with the custody battle and the criminal proceedings in the death of Anna Kepner. If you don't talk about this part, then you missed a third of the case. All right. And this just came out, Jay the Italian Cookie. Nobody knew about the cremation thing because it came out minutes before I started streaming. And I even showed you the death certificate that said that. All right. So now you can see this case is just all over the place. All right. It's all over the place. And that's why we're trying to tie it together in an episode, right? Next episode.
So that is the latest development that we are tracking in this case. Not sure what's going to happen, but the criminal defense lawyer that we spoke with said it is likely we will get more details from what was going on that cruise. Where were the parents? What were they doing? Why were these children staying in this room? Those are questions we think this father is going to be asked. Again, the father we're speaking of is Anna's biological father. So he's going to be asked questions like this. And unfortunately, as we're talking about this.
Now, listen, everybody, and what's up? Be quiet for today. They did not put a cause of death on the certificate. However, that being said, they determined her cause of death was an arm hold. All right, or asphyxiation by an arm hold, which is like a chokehold. So they did not put it officially on the death certificate yet, but that's the information that we've received thus far. That's the cause of death, asphyxiation. Right? Thank you, Mighty Mo, for noticing I just got a haircut for y'all. All right, good to see you guys. All right, I hope that answered your question, the person that I answered.
Unrelated family matter battle. Divorces, when it comes to kids, when it comes to visitation, when it comes to family court, these cases are already hard and dirty and not necessarily easy to go through. But then when you throw in, this murder and the FBI and a stepson, it just takes it to a different place. So what this ex is trying to do is trying to paint his ex, the stepmom, in the worst light, using anything that they can from this developing criminal situation, trying to get the other minor children out of her care and to be put into his care. So that's what we're tracking. I know you had that.
So you guys understand that now. They want those kids out of there. Now, they took the stepson, the suspect, out of the house to protect the kids. All right. You tell me if they took that guy out to protect the kids. Now they want all the kids away from those parents as well. And I agree. Yes. guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. Don't use the send me cases because I don't check that all the time. Thank you, Foxy. I appreciate you. All right. Anna should have been sleeping in the extra bed in her dad's suite. What the hell? Exactly. And I'm going to show you guys some questionable things that went on in that Kepner household today. All right. A lot of people do that, Mab. No worries. Just the letter J. All right. Let's keep going. There are not other minor children, just one. All right. Well, we're going to keep going, Venus. All right, we're going to keep going. And there's a lot of corrections that we need to make in this case. So let's continue.
Death certificate document. Still no updates from the ME, still no updates from the FBI. But as you started to say, just trickling in, we're getting new details on this case still from that unrelated family court battle. And again, we're tracking the case closely. Still no word on whether or not the judge involved is going to put that gag order, is going to seal the case. If that were to happen, the upcoming court hearing, which is slated for December 5th, that could be.
And I'm going to show you what she wants to close the case for, what the details are, what's going on. Grandma, we're going to talk about why Grandma and Grandpa are saying that when the stepbrother, the suspect, was fighting demons and made disturbing admissions to many family members, not just the one. Allegedly, the whole family knew about it after. Once they realized that Anna was dead, they knew that it was Timothy, and yet they didn't say a word.
Totally closed off. Press public ban. As of now, nothing's been filed. So this, where we could see the father have to share his side of the story or answer questions on what happened, is slated for December 5th.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that gag order that we talked about yesterday, because that is a notable piece here. While we wait on that, because this testimony that the father is now being subpoenaed to show up and provide. We don't know how much of it we may get to hear, or what more may come of that. So certainly something that we're watching closely.
And listen, I just want to make sure you guys know that Anna Kepner's father has now been subpoenaed to find out what he knows about how Timothy interacted with his daughter, the family dynamics. There's a whole segment on that, but I'm just telling you right now, the dad has finally been subpoenaed. All right. Toxicology came back. There were no drugs, no alcohol, and no sexual assault on Anna Kepner in the toxicology and in the medical examiner's report that we've gotten thus far. And happy birthday to you, Mab. Very happy birthday to you. All right. So now that we're much more ahead, let me share this with you on the brother. All right. You got to get all the details out to you. Listen, cruise victim Anna Kepner, suspect stepbrother, fought demons and made disturbing admissions after teen strangled. All right. This came out a day ago. Stepbrother of Anna Kepner was an emotional mess while speaking to federal investigators about the cheerleader's death, and claimed that he had no recollection of what occurred in that cabin. All right. So I hope you guys are all with me. Hang out, chill, hit that like button, share this with your friends. We're going to have the most up-to-date information in today's episode. All right. Once we catch up there, then we're caught up for a couple of days anyway. All right, listen, he's a mess. Again, we got a leaked confession from him in the earlier episode. That's where this is coming from, about Timothy being an emotional mess when speaking to federal investigators. Now, he's claiming he doesn't remember or recollect what happened. However, there's pretty vivid details about what happened. So I don't know how you can forget what happened and at the same time give details about what happened. Well, that's just about as confusing as Grandma and Grandpa saying that they were a lovely little family and the ex-boyfriend saying the total opposite. All right. Now, Kepner and her family were at the tail end of their 6-day trip through the Caribbean on the Carnival Cruise Line's Horizon when the 18-year-old Anna Kepner was found dead in her cabin on the morning of November 7th. All right. Beautiful young lady. May she rest in peace. All right. So there's the family. You guys, we showed a picture of all of them. There's Chantel, the one that's trying to get gag orders in place. All right. And Mr. Christopher Kepner, that I think was a horrible, horrible dad. All right, the teenager died of asphyxiation after being viciously strangled via a chokehold, according to ABC News. Preliminary information reportedly revealed Kepner showed no signs of SA, right? No sexual assault, no drugs or alcohol in her system, but investigators did uncover 2 bruises on the side of her neck, you guys. Kepner's stepbrother, 16, is under investigation in connection with her death. The boy's parents indicated in unrelated custody documents filed on November 17th. And that's how we even knew about this, was because of the custody documents and the hearings. Now, Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board Carnival Horizons with the 18-year-old cheerleader, their son, Christopher, the victim's father, their daughter-in-law, and 4 other minors, including the 16-year-old teen suspect. The younger Kepner was staying in a separate room with her stepbrother and young brother, according to the grandparents. The 2 younger girls stayed with the parents, and then the 3 teenagers, they decided amongst themselves they wanted to stay in a room together. I hope this is clearing things up for you guys a bit, but we had a large room and we made it very clear that if they weren't getting along, they didn't want to be together, we had an extra bed in our room that they could come to. All right. He had demons. The grandparents said the family is still trying to piece together the details about what occurred between Kepner and stepbrother in the cabin. He was in the room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going, Barbara said about Kepner's stepbrother. I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in the room, but the summation would be that he did something. The grandmother said she sat in on part of the 16-year-old's interview with federal investigators and described him as an emotional mess. All right, let's continue. As an emotional mess. The grandparents described the 16-year-old as a good student who played soccer but kept to himself. He had demons, I think in his past, and he was trying to deal with those, Barbara added. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna. The FBI has not identified Kepner's stepbrother as a suspect in her death, not officially. I know Barbara described Kepner and her stepbrother as brother and sister. I know, and we're going to listen to that next. I know that the 2 kids cared about each other in the right way, she said. All right. And then we've got the timeline of Anna's death. All right. I'm going to go over that real quick with you. All right. November 7th, she was found dead. November 2nd, Carnival Cruise Line Horizon embarks the port of Miami to begin its 6-day journey through the Caribbean. All right, you guys can see the timeline on here. I just want you to know what's happening. It changes from time to time depending on the news source. All right. I know, I agree. As a matter of fact, Anna Kepner went with the grandparents on the cruise for the first time previously, and that's where she fell in love with going on a cruise, and that's why she decided for the family to do so. All right, so let me show you the timeline. Let me read the timeline. November 2nd, they left. November 6th, Anna Kepner's family said the 18-year-old was with them during the evening, but returned to her room early after telling them she wasn't feeling well. That was November 6th. On the 7th, the next day, Kepner's relatives grew concerned after the teenager failed to show up when the family gathered for breakfast, November 7th. Now, November 7th at 11:17 a.m., a housekeeper reportedly located Kepner's body under a bed in her cabin as the family searched the vessel. Next day, November 8th, Carnival Cruise Horizon returned to the port of Miami after Kepner's body was discovered. The ship was en route to Mexico but rerouted to Miami. On the same day of November 8th, officials with Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office boarded the vessel after it docked in Miami and removed Kepner's body. You guys, I have that in my shorts. FBI takes over the investigation on the 8th as Kepner died on international waters. November 9th, Kepner's family breaks their silence in a statement to ABC, mourning the teen as someone who would light up the room, any room she walked into. All right, November 17th, Kepner's stepmom filed an emergency motion in an unrelated custody hearing with her ex-husband, indicating the FBI is considering a criminal case against the young relative. We now know that's Timothy, her 16-year-old son. Now, the ex-husband of Kepner's stepmom filed a separate emergency motion revealing that a 16-year-old step-sibling considered a suspect in the death of the stepchild during the cruise. The 16-year-old suspect was briefly placed into custody before being released. The young relative is currently staying with a third party at an unknown location. All right. Cabin clash. Kepner's younger sibling, who was staying in the same cabin as the victim and the 16-year-old, allegedly, guys, heard a violent altercation between the older teenagers on the night of November 6th. All right. Joshua Tooze, Kepner's boyfriend, said the ex-girlfriend's young sibling told him that he was locked out of the room and he heard yelling and chairs being thrown in the cabin. So he couldn't even get in the room, guys. They locked the door and they were fighting. All right. He heard them yelling. He heard him yelling at her in a harmful way, like, shut the hell up, Joshua told reporters. And that's when he knew something was going on. Now, you guys ask, why the hell didn't he go and tell his parents, his mom, anybody? Why didn't he do that? We don't know. Something was banging around, like chairs were getting thrown in the room. Why did he not tell when he was right there, you guys? Does that make sense? And what's up? Good to see y'all. Come on in, whoever just got here. Thank you, thank you. Now, we've got a witness. Didn't say a thing. All right. Miami-Dade Medical Office has not disclosed Kepner's manner or official cause of death, but we do know preliminarily what it was. The ME listed her time of death as 11/17 on November 7th, which we know she didn't die at that time. That's when she was discovered. All right. FBI took over the investigation because Kepner died on international waters. Now, we already went over who Kepner is. We know she's a bright light. She was going to go into the military afterwards. Just beautiful young lady. May she rest in peace. All right. Now we're going to get off of this. I hope this is helping to answer some of the questions for y'all. Good to see you, Justice Jane. How you doing? All right. Now together, guys, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the grandparents, what they have to say, and let's make sense of it together. And then I'm going to show you what the grandparents say versus what the Kepners really did behind the scenes. All right. Of course, they're not going to tell grandma that they're letting the children drink, or they're not going to tell grandma if they enjoy partaking in cocaine or if they partake in drinking and drug. They're not going to tell the grandparents that. They're going to tell the grandparents, oh, everything's great. Yeah, they love each other. Oh, that was so great. Yeah, right now, rumor is that she did not have clothes on. Again, there's nothing official, but unofficially, she was naked, bruised, unalived, and had bruises on her neck, possible bite marks, and was wrapped in sheets and vests, right? Flotation vest, whatever you called that. All right, let's keep going. Grandparents talk. Why in the world would they say this? All right, I'm gonna play this, and I gotta go real quick in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
With the grandparents of the Florida teenager who was found dead on a Carnival cruise ship, as the girl's stepbrother could be facing charges. Victor Kender's in Miami. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. This is a very tight-knit family. We met Anna Kepner's grandparents just after they learned the cause of death, and they shared some very painful details about what happened on that cruise ship.
This morning, for the first time, the grandparents of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren, enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number.
All right. Thank you guys for being patient with me the last couple days. Come on in, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, get yourself a membership. All right. I can't imagine the horror as a parent, but listen, the parents seem to be hush hush. The parents don't seem to be advocating for Anna Kepner in the way that she should, or they should. None of them. All right.
I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us her cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
See, and you guys see how there's nothing official. However, it's all gotten out though. The medical examiner says it's asphyxiation, etc. Right? So it's coming out fast. It's coming out mostly from that court hearing and the custody case. So if they shut that down, it's going to get a lot more quiet as we go. Right?
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her.
And again, that's really weird that they say there was no signs of anything. Now, not weird about the signs of SA or drugs or alcohol, but what she's saying just doesn't seem to match up with what everyone else is saying. What's up, Z Callie, I think, and Teresa, very, very. Hey, Mom, glad you made it out of there. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot to cover still.
System. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she sat in on a portion of the stepbrother's interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna's grandparents say
So what's weird is the grandparents don't have any indication of the relationship and what happened between the two, but yet they know that he was a mess after the death, that he had demons, obviously what demons mean, he has some psychological type of trauma or some kind of, maybe he's diagnosed with being bipolar, schizophrenic. We don't know. We don't know, but their story's not jiving with everyone else's. All right. Then he got pissed and lashed out. Yeah, I do think. And from the beginning, we talked about all of this and what the possible motive could be. All right. Awake Girlie says, wait till you find out about the bio dad, Chris. He's a piece of crap who liked 15-year-olds. It's coming out soon enough. Oh, we've already been talking about that, Awake Girlie. We absolutely know that he liked his 15-year-old then nanny, and he ended up cheating on his wife and marrying the nanny or the housekeeper or whatever you have it. So yes, absolutely. It's already came out. We've already put it out there. I think officially it's going to come out even worse for this guy. And that's why I believe he's not talking. And that's why the mom wants to keep everything hush hush. I'm going to tell you next why Anna Kepner's stepmom wants to seal the family court records. And then we're going to we're going to show you some of the things behind the scenes of the Kepners, as well as an interview that the mom did. She gave an interview on TikTok and then deleted it. But luckily, Ikmel captured that. We tried to capture it, but she had already deleted it. So I'm going to play it from there. I really need you guys to see this. Yeah, that family really is messed up. I agree.
And her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother and sister.
What else could you tell me about him?
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those.
Anna's stepbrother has not been arrested or charged.
Demons in his past. He's 16 years old. When they say demons in his past at 16, how far of a past can you go at 16? And what are the parents doing? Right. And the mom wants these court cases shut down. Why? So people can't talk about the Jerry Springer family. Right. Emma Clark. I'm going to show you that next. I'm going to show you what the Kepners, who they are behind the scenes. next, right? What he did to that little girl, to this beautiful, she's not a little girl, she's a woman, Anna Kepner. Absolutely, Brad. I agree. All right, guys, hit that like button. Don't forget.
Charged with the crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrothers' parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment. Anna's family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight-A student who planned to join the military.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little tiny 110-pound girl, she was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward
had
to
a
seeing her
job.
grow.
What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I really wish her mighty self would have whooped that little 16-year-old boy's ass. And I hope that he gets justice to the fullest. I hope that he gets charged as an adult. What he did was an act of an adult, of what an adult evil person would do. And he shouldn't get charged less. Look at the how they charge the Slender Man. The Slender Man killing, or they tried to kill their friend with Slender Man and she escaped. They didn't do hard enough justice, in my opinion. All right.
hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
All right. And again, I got to tell you, it's not super complicated, in my opinion, you guys. In my opinion, the grandparents didn't know about her relationship with her stepbrother because the parents kept it hush hush. It's not complicated or convoluted. I'm telling you, they kept it quiet about the troubles that he went through and him getting on top of her and the FaceTime. They just kept it in the family. And that's why the grandparents are saying this. Yeah, poor. I do feel bad for them, but they're not privy to everything that they know. He's old enough to know right from wrong. Hiding her shows he knew what he did. I agree. All right, let's show you what the Kepners look like a little bit behind the scenes. All right, and then I'll tell you why they're trying to hide and cover up the court cases. So, Bed Crime Stories didn't want to put this on YouTube, but I will. Bed Crime Stories has been doing a lot of really good updates in this case, and this one she didn't want to put on there, but Kepner's family sick elf on the shelf setup. I know this is funny if you're, an adult and you're doing this and you don't have kids, etc. I wouldn't downplay anybody for doing this, but I mean, this is just an indication of what maybe we didn't know was going on behind the scenes. All right. What? Now listen, this is the Kepner family. What you saw there was an elf on the shelf with a pile of white, and it looked like they were doing lines of COKE. They're laughing. The children are there. There's a lot going on in this scene, more than you guys know. All right. And this is from the Kepners, and also Kepner's Bed Crime Stories got this.
What's going on? Look, Connor, look up. Connor, look up. Oh my God. What's going on? Look at this.
And try to pay attention to what they're doing. She's saying, are these people for real? These are all kids here that they're doing this sick elf on the shelf, naked Barbie, strippers, lines of COKE. They're laughing about it.
Music. I think Jesse had a little too much. What's going on? Look, Connor, look up. Connor, look up. Oh my God. What's going on? Look at this.
I think these kids were exposed to more than they should have, guys. I think that 16-year-old suspect was curious about whatever he was seeing. Maybe dad, maybe Christopher Kepner was, showing a PORN. Maybe he was exposed to things that like this, right? What they're doing with these Barbie dolls, making them strippers and naked and hanging them and pretending to do DRUGs is very inappropriate for those children at that age, right? In my opinion.
I think Jesse had a little too much. What?
All right, so that's their sick elf on the shelf setup. Again, Bed Crime Stories. This is her TikTok. I'm not going to sit there and play her TikToks. You guys can go over and see. All right, bite marks on Anna, parent and grandparents contradictions. Lots and lots of information here. All right, and I'm going to show you her mom, who also calls herself Little Hot Mess or just a mom. I want you to see her so you can also hear what she has to say, and I want you just to know who she is. So that's her mom. That's Anna Kepner's mom that had to sneak into the celebration of life. And good to see you, Mary Beth. Better late than never. All right. Good to see everyone. Yeah, absolutely. All right, now, so this is Anna Kepner's mom. She calls her biological mom Little Hot Mess or Just Mom in 1984. This is where she had her video and trying to talk and get justice. She deleted it, but you can see some things here. Let me just show you her mom and like some of the things she has to say. Then I'll tell you what they want to block out of the court for us to see through the court system, and we'll listen to the interview in length, the lengthy interview.
Gina, Andrew, and Christopher Kepner, and Heather Zala. Bitch, you know you ain't that family. You are not part of that family. You need to stop. Okay, you were adopted into that family. Don't give a fuck. You have no right to say anything about me. I haven't talked to any of you except Christopher in over 10 years. You haven't seen me. You haven't talked to me. You're in my business, though, I've noticed. Like, if all of y'all are minding my business, I mean, I'm just wondering who the fuck is minding yours.
And guys, this just came out 5 hours ago. I hadn't even seen this yet. The other one that I was looking for was deleted. Now, her mom did, in fact, absolutely never tried to say that she didn't get depressed and start doing DRUG after the father, Christopher Kepner, cheated with their 15-year-old nanny or sitter. All right. And then ultimately married her. That is her voice, guys. And that is the biological mom. And she's talking about family members that are trash talking her. She says Gina Kepner, Andrew Kepner, Heather Zala, and Chris Kepner, y'all should be disgusted with yourself. Your words can't hurt me. That's who she's talking to and about.
If y'all are minding mine, might want to keep that in thought because somebody might just start paying attention. Somebody might just start getting in your business. Kind of like you want to bash Tabby for having a pedophile in her family. I'm sorry. But in my eyes, and actually in the court's eyes, even though neither one of you were caught or charged.
And listen, she's talking about her dad being a pedo. She's talking about her dad being a pedo, but not getting caught for it. So somebody that came in earlier and said, "Don't just wait, the dad's going to be exposed for being a pedo." I've been exposing him for being a pedo since episode number 1. That's what she's talking about here. All right, it's a multitude of things that she's talking about. All right. And yes, I will be covering Melody's case tomorrow and all the updates. There's some wild ass updates tomorrow.
Andrew and Christopher, you're both pedophiles.
There you go.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
There you go, guys.
My bad. Let me explain why. Christopher, when you were married to me, you were fucking a 15-year-old who is now.
And remember, guys, always guilty of crime is always a trigger warning. So she's going to say it like she says it. Christopher is Chris Kepner, Anna Kepner's dad, her ex-husband. She's calling him out, guys. She's telling him, you're a pedo. You effed our 15-year-old nanny. All right? All right, let's keep going. Again, guys, share this video, please.
your ex-wife, your second wife. Actually, when she turned 18, y'all got married. Oh, how cute. Okay, that woman did her damnedest, a damn good job at raising my daughter. I will tell you that. Tabitha is a wonderful mother, and I'll be damned if y'all sit there and try to bash on her because she realized what I realized a long time ago. The only reason Tabby stayed there was because of Anna.
See?
15 years, I give that bitch props because fuck, I only lasted 3.5.
See, listen, that little girl was 15. She cheated, they waited till she was 18, married her. They were married from 2011 to 2023. When he divorced her, he got with a new one, Chantel, from 2024 until now. Yeah, you've heard crazy things in other cases. So sad. All right, what's up, Allison? Good to see you. Glad you rolled in.
I couldn't do it no more. But then again, I knew what kind of person Chris was, and that's irrelevant anyway. But if you want to sit there and you want to keep talking shit, Andrew, you were 27 when you started sucking Gina, who was 16. Now, yeah, you waited until after she was 18. Y'all got married. That does not matter. The fact that they were both under the age of 18 when y'all started fucking and y'all were in your mid 20s to late 20s, that's fucked up. So don't go at Tabby and attack that woman for after everything she's done for you, Christopher, and everything you put that bitch through. Not bitch, but woman through. You three are.
And pay attention to the names that she's talking about, guys. I'll put it back up so you can see the family dynamics. All right, let's keep going.
Are the most disgusting people I've ever met. And I don't wish what I'm going through on anybody, but I kind of want to wish it on y'all, except Chris, because Chris is already going through it. Only thing is, Chris doesn't realize it's his fault. This whole thing is his fault. If he would have taken the warnings that Anna's ex-boyfriend gave him, then she would still be here.
And you see, she's knowing what Anna's ex-boyfriend was telling the parents, that the Timothy, the suspect, was getting creepy with Anna, got on top of her during a call, he carrying a knife around, all the things, and they did nothing, guys, nothing. That's why they don't want us to know what's going on in those court proceedings.
So keep that in mind, Christopher. I blame you. I hope
agree.
Everybody has a great holiday. Peace out.
I agree, ma'am. All right. Now, I did reach out to her, see if she wants to make a statement. I asked her for the latest video that she deleted, and then she put this one up. So this may be the video that was up and deleted, her 3-minute video, but this video says a whole lot, doesn't it? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or you just hopped in, you definitely should go back and watch it. All right. So anyway, that's her mom talking a lot and telling us things that they seem to have left out. All right. Why Anna Kepner's stepmom wants to seal the family court records. Let's find out. All right. Let's go. All right. Let me put this up for a second so you can see. She was saying Tabby. They call her Tabby. Tabitha Kepner, or Tabby, was the 15-year-old at the time, started cheating with Chris Kepner. All right, you see, that's who Tabby is. And that was the second stepmom to Anna Kepner. All right. And the mom is speaking the truth. Just because she's an addict doesn't mean that no people shouldn't listen to what she's saying. All right. All right. Let me tell you what they want to seal, why they want to seal those family court records.
But we want to jump in and start today with some new court documents filed in the Anna Kepner case. And again, this is another one of those instances, just like we had last week, where we are learning more details about the investigation into the Titusville teen's death from an unrelated case in a completely separate division of court. I want to bring in Fox 35's Esther Bauer, who has been watching this case closely, been looking.
All right, here she comes again. She's going to tell us about what they don't want us to see and why they're shutting this down. I hope y'all are doing good. If you came in late and you don't know this case, you can probably just start from the beginning or go to my playlist. I think we're on episode 4 now. All right. And thank you guys. I appreciate you. We've got 6 towards our goal, guys. We need 4 more. we're just started. I mean, we're an hour in. So if y'all can help me get to that goal, that'd be great. I appreciate you. Michelle says, Jay, I love my Guilty of Crime shirt and thank you so much for the extra goodies you included. You're amazing. You're very welcome. I appreciate you for supporting the crime crew. Thank you.
Over all of these documents, and Esther, new filings again from this a custody dispute that continued to shed more light on the investigation into the death of the teen on board a cruise ship.
Absolutely. Yes. This is an unrelated divorce custody battle from a previous marriage. This is relating to the mother of the stepson. And again, the stepson is the one the FBI.
And when she says the mother of the stepson, that's Chantel. Whose email address is in there? Brandon says, Jay, please get rid of my email address. What? Brandon, what are you talking about? What does that mean? Let me know. I have no idea. Where's there an email address for you, Brandon? I don't know what I missed, but sure, I'll get rid of your email address. I don't know that I have it or who you are, but okay. What? What happened? What I
has
missed?
been honing in on, and
What?
the one we're seeing more details coming out that this stepson could be linked to what happened to this Titusville teen. Some points of note in these documents, which I have in front of me right now, if I flip the camera, is it's taking this stepson going from a suspect in Anna Kepner's death to now the stepson being a suspect in Anna Kepner's murder. So the language in this document has changed, as well as in this document, it talks about wanting a free and fair trial for this stepson.
But do you see how these things are getting intertwined into each other? And yes, the mom, the biological mom, is the woman with the was a woman with the pink hair, and that wasn't your email address, Brandon. This is YouTube that did that, not me. All right. I don't email you. You have my email address saved in your notes so you can email me. Well, I don't want your annoying ass to email me. Well, I've never emailed you, Brandon. I don't know who you are. So, okay, let's get rid of Brandon on this channel. All right. I have no idea who Brandon is, and I've never emailed him before. So let's just take him out of our channel. Yeah, YouTube is crazy, and so are the people on YouTube. Bye, Brandon. See ya. What's the redheads channel? I'm gonna put that back up in a minute. I'll give you that map. There's a lot on her. All right, there's a lot from the mom, and we're not done yet.
If any criminal charges are filed. So we're just seeing the language change earlier on, as we have been reporting on for weeks. Anna Kepner died back on November 7th. Since then, the ME, the FBI have been silent. So there were questions. How did this teen die? We still have not been able to confirm, but now through these other documents, we're seeing that case, at least from this legal team involved, leaning towards a possible murder and possible.
Yes, listen up. We're going to stop the show. Everybody stop emailing Brandon. He doesn't like me and he doesn't like you. So stop bugging him. We have no idea who Brandon is. But bye, Felicia. All right. Tabby's second wife has stories to tell, I'm sure. Oh my God. We should definitely reach out to Tabby. You hear that, Tiff? All right. What's up, the jab? Good to see you. Why didn't the dad allow the mother to see the child? Now, there was a lot of parental alienation, Allison, when we first started this case. The Tiff talked to somebody behind the scenes, one of the moms, that said that there was parental alienation, and she was an addict. The mom was an addict, and the dad would say, "Oh, your mom's an addict. We can't see. You can't see her. Wait, what's Brandon's email? Right? Bye, Felicia. Hey, I never got an email from Jay. Nobody's ever got an email from me. All right. You already spoke to Tabby. Okay. Well, maybe Tabby has more juicy info for us. Tiff, I had no idea who you talked to and what. Clementine says, Brandon, I will now email you all the time. All right, guys, let's keep going. That's funny. I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the channel every day.
possibly charges being filed. The big takeaway also from this document and why it was even filed in the first place is the stepmom's legal team is trying to ban the press and the public from any more of this unrelated family court case becoming public. They want a gag order put on this case. So all these documents that we've been pouring through, all the information that's allowed the public to learn more about what happened to this teen, they want that case sealed. So a judge here in Brevard County is going to make that ultimate call. But as we've been
Guess what, guys? I hope they do not seal the case. However, I know that we don't want the children's name out there. That's not fair for the other kids in the family and other people that might be named. So I got to tell you, I really don't want this to be, I don't want the gag order to go through. I don't want this to be sealed. If it weren't for this, we wouldn't even have found out about Mr. Timothy Hudson, the suspect. All right. I love you guys. You're awesome. How to win friends and influence people. Written by Brandon. Remember, let's go. And yes, guys, I reached out to the biological mom, and I'm hoping to hear back from her. She did post that video again after she deleted it, so maybe she might show up. Maybe she'll give us an interview. All right, and I'll drop that. I'll give you the handle, ma'am. Email me.
speaking with some legal sources, they are saying family court cannot tell
Yes.
criminal court what to do. And it's a very slippery slope for judges to make the call of we're going to seal this case. We're going to stop the press. We're going to stop the public from knowing about these documents when they normally are shared publicly as they have been going forward. So we don't have any motion by the judge filed. The judge has not made their decision on whether or not they are going to seal this case, but it is looking more and more likely, according to these court documents, that Anna Kepner is involved in a murder. Murder is specifically listed in this court document, and there are concerns about the stepson having access to a free and fair trial because of how much this case has been talked about.
And that's the only reason we even knew about a criminal in the case and one of the children. Now, Terry, you say he already confessed on the 18th and said he didn't mean to. He was just trying to shut her up. Yes, he did, Terry. Absolutely. However, that was not official. They lawyered up. Sometimes you can't use information like that if they didn't get it properly. So we don't even know if they're going to be able to use that confession anywhere. All right. Maybe charges are coming for the parents. I think people are also talking about the parents being charged, neglect, endangerment. Absolutely. I agree. Good to see you, Wolfpack. All right, let's go. We want to know what she's trying to hide from us.
Widely shared. So something we're going to be tracking closely. But newest developments, again, have not come from the FBI, have not come from the cruise ship, have not come from the ME. They are coming still from this unrelated family court battle.
Yeah, and that's really been the case really for this entire 2 weeks. And just get us up to speed, Esther, because I know you also reported more on Friday from some of the other documents as well. They kind of shed some light, just in case folks missed it, that shed some light on the situation on board the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to tell you, I went to my email and I looked up Brandon. There's not one name in my entire email that says Brandon. I've never even had a friend named Brandon. So boo-hoo. There's no Brandon. All right. I think we should all email Brandon. Yes, I agree. I don't even know that. I don't know who it is. And yes, email me, Mab. I'll send you some info.
So, we're just hearing from family members that have spoken out online. We are seeing the grandparents recently spoke out, and they are saying that this stepson allegedly told them he had no idea what happened in that cruise ship. That is what the grandparents have said now publicly. We also reported earlier that once that cruise ship docked, that the stepson was hospitalized. We previously spoke with a retired agent who said maybe that was because the FBI had suspicions of was drugs, alcohol a part of what was going on, and they wanted to get a blood sample from that stepson if they were suspicious going forward. Now we are seeing
Barbie, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, Janet. Deborah, I love you guys right now. That's our word of the day, all right? Word of the day. And yes, remember all the information that has been coming out, guys, all the information that's been coming out has been either leaked information or information that we got from a case that wasn't anything to do with the actual murder or criminal investigation. So we're hearing about this, but it doesn't mean that it's actual evidence that law enforcement, or better yet, FBI is going to be able to use. All right. Where can I get a hoodie to rep in Canada? Well, email me and we'll figure something out. Mary Beth. All right, let's keep going.
The grandparents saying that child was in a psychosis state. They couldn't be helped, and so they needed to go to the hospital for that kind of breakdown that they were suffering from when they arrived on port. We're not hearing anything about circumstances that led up. We do know, we can confirm that Anna was staying in a separate cabin with the stepbrother and another brother. So,
and are you guys getting the picture now of who was staying where and what? I mean, they absolutely should have put Anna with them, knowing about the brother having some type of animosity, knowing that the brother had climbed on top of her and carried the knife around, etc. Allison says, "Are you sure you're going to receive that email, Jay?" Just kidding. You guys talking about food now? There's a pizza fly. All right, let's keep going. Y'all are talking about food now.
that's something that we have been able to learn throughout this. But this was just a family vacation that went tragically wrong. And a Titusville teen who was a cheerleader, beloved in the community, had a bright future. Yes. Hundreds showed up to her funeral service last week. Her life was tragically taken. And with each new document that comes out, as new information is shared on social media.
And next, guys, we're going to listen to Anna's mom talk from TikTok. And you can see, you'll be able to see at Just a Mom 1984, which is the handle. I showed it earlier. All right. So the mom is giving a lot of information about the family, and it just keeps coming out. Kale, good to see you, my friend. Hey, Jay, what did I miss? Who's Brandon? Brandon is somebody that never can come back to the channel and say, don't email me. I'm Brandon. Now I'll have to use a different name. Wah, wah, wah.
Media, it's looking more and more likely like it was someone on that cruise in her own family that might have taken part in or been the reason Anna is not here.
Well, Fox 35's Esther Bauer, you've been digging through these documents, working your sources, trying to get information on this. We appreciate you keeping us updated and joining us this afternoon here on Florida Live.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Fox Florida has been really good at covering this case. So, all right, let's take a look now. Let me just show you real quick a little hot mess. I'll put her back up, and then I'm going to play the what she's talking about, what ICMO captured. I just want you guys to see that interview and document it all here. So this is Anna Kepner's biological mom. It looks like she changed her handle. It was one little hot mess, but it's at Just Mom 1984. She got a lot of things pinned up here about this case, and then a lot of other things where she's just, on TikTok talking crap or doing whatever. All right, so that's her, and we're going to get to that next interview. I think that was the one that was deleted because I couldn't find that particular one, but we have it here. All right, let's go, guys. Hit that like button. We're 4 away from our goal. Jamie, you can email me anytime. Jamie Doll. If your name is Brandon and you know where my foot is landing. Good one. Good one. You guys are talking about food. You're making me hungry now. All right, let's pull this up of her mom. By the end of this episode, I think everybody will know who Anna Kepner's mom is, biological mom. All right, let me put this up just for a second so y'all can see this one more time. All right, there's Anna. There's Dad, Christopher Kepner. There's bio mom with the pink hair, Heather Wright. That's her bio mom. Those are the original people, the family members, mom and dad. And then Tabitha Kepner came in, was a housekeeper, whatever she was, nanny, babysitter, I don't know. Paid help. This Chris guy hooks up with her at 15, marries her at 18. They divorce and he gets with Chantel. All right. That's Chantel's son, Timothy Hudson, the suspect. Right. That way, when we're talking about these people in the case, you know what the hell we're talking about. I love you guys. You all are still talking about Brandon. All right. Not going to lie. I know she's in a lot of pain and grieving, but she is being immature and petty. If Anna were alive, how would she feel? She needs to stay focused on getting Anna justice, not on TikTok. Now, I do agree a bit just about the staying focused on Anna and getting justice. However, Emily, I don't know how any of us would feel about being alienated from your child in life and then being alienated from your child in death and not being allowed to go to her freaking funeral. If they didn't let her go to the funeral, do you think they're going to be sharing the ashes with mom? And I hope they do. I hope they willingly share those ashes, guys. But I have to agree to disagree with you, Emily. I think she just needs an outlet and for somebody to listen to her. All right. And again, we don't know how she feels. She didn't even get to hang out with her daughter. She didn't even get to hear that her daughter died. She heard about her daughter dying by Googling it and seeing her daughter's car with flowers and rest in peace. I would bust through this computer screen if somebody did that to me. So how she feels and what she's doing, it could be a lot worse. So I'll have to agree to disagree with you. Justice for Anna. All right. And yes, Chantel wants to control the narrative. That's why she's trying to shut those court hearings down and put a gag order. All right. All right, let's keep going. It's very sad, and I don't want to say anything also rude about her. I understand and sympathize with the grieving mother. I've been in touch with her, Emily, and I would never want to. She's a victim. I wouldn't want to victim shame her for what she's doing to get her voice out there. Nobody's listening, but if she can go on her own platform and talk, then good for her. All right. All right, let's listen. I got this time stamped here on ICMELs. We're not going to look at this, but the original one I didn't capture. I had a link yesterday, but I covered a different case. Otherwise, we'd have not had to use ICMELs. But thank you, ICMEL. All right.
Turmoil and yeah.
All right, Anna Kepner's mom.
Hi, TikTok. Just mom.
Let me bump up the volume for you guys.
Yeah, it needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
This goes out to all of you who think you know me, or you think you know what happened between me and Anna. Okay. Anna and I stopped talking because Christopher is a narcissistic sociopath.
All right, so let me pause real quick. I'm absolutely sure that she talked to me sassy sleuthy. I probably should have reached out to her myself originally. I asked one of the mods that helps me, one of my mods. She reached out. She said she's grieving right now, and after she's grieving, we can reach back out. I reached out to her today to get this video. So I absolutely think that she would talk to me 110%. I'm pretty good with victims and their family, and I should have just reached out myself initially, and that's what I did today. All right. I didn't realize the magnitude of this case when I originally asked somebody else to do it for me. All right. So let's keep going. Stop talking about food before I make you guys send me a pizza directly to my desk where I'm filming. All right, let's listen up. A lot of this episode is giving you a ton of new information and interviews behind the scenes of what people are saying that aren't on the news. Right? All right, let's go.
Now, with that being said, let me give you a little history on me, Anna, Christopher, Tabby. I don't know anything about his new wife. I don't want to know anything about that bitch or her children.
Bro, you can see now, like, interesting. I don't know. Okay.
Yep,
they all
exactly.
need therapy. They all need all kinds of shit, and her son needs to be locked up. He knew what he was doing when he did what he did.
And she's talking about the stepbrother, I believe.
So, Anna.
Yeah, let's go. I'm buying 4 more. Let's hit the goal. Pizza on me. Poor. She's a victim, guys. She's a victim.
Was Ford.
I know.
When I moved to Oklahoma. I moved to Oklahoma for the simple fact that my fiance made more money here and he was from here. So he could get a job really easily here. So I moved. Mind you, he told me it would only be for a year and then we would be back in Florida. So I could.
All right, so listen, everybody that's asking what happened between the biological mom and Anna and the dad, she's telling us from her perspective what happened. And it's as loud as it can go, my friends. Every single thing is turned up. So let's see now.
Be back with my daughter. And I agreed. Only he lied because I'm still in Oklahoma. And this is 14 years later.
There's nothing you can do to make me leave my kid like that.
And now, looking back.
Now listen, I would never leave my kid either. However, from what I hear, there was a lot of parental alienation. She got into DRUGs. All right. And when that happens, we know that time just becomes this big space. And now it's 14 years later. All right. So again, I turned up the volume. I think you guys can hear it now because it's blasting in my ear. Let me know if there's a problem. Yes, I'm going to leave that up there. Bio mom wants to be heard. Shame on them for alienating her, no matter what addiction or mental health. I agree. 110,000% is completely wrong what Christopher Kepner has done to her. The fact that I can't even believe she had to sneak into a celebration of life. That should never happen to somebody's biological parent, no matter what.
I made the best choice that I could for my family. But when I look back at it, it was the worst mistake I ever made because I lost my daughter. Her dad made it next to impossible for me to have a relationship with Anna on purpose because he was mad that I left him. Well, Christopher, were you trying to get sister wives going because you were with me?
Ooh.
You were fucking Tabby.
Oh.
And now,
but do you see what's happening here? She's telling us the dynamics.
Then you married her after she turned 18.
Oh shit. So I haven't watched this video. I have not watched this video. I just had it queued up again. So if you don't know, because there's a lot of different people. Right now, this is the biological mother. This is Heather. Tabby was the former stepmother.
We know all this. Let's listen to her.
And I'm not okay with that. Mind you, I say that, but I'm not mad at Tabitha.
Yep.
Tabitha is a great person. She was a mother to my daughter when I couldn't be.
Mother to the daughter and the 15-year-old that Christopher Kepner hooked up with and then married. So I'm glad that she's reconciled with her. Lifetime movie, people.
And she did a great job raising her. Anyway, Christopher.
I know, me too. How could you
made
not?
it next to impossible for me to have a relationship with my daughter. He made it extremely hard for me to see her. He would.
So this is telling you everything why you're asking about the biological mom and why she wasn't there. She's telling you. She's also telling you that she freaking regrets being gone for so long, not fighting harder, etc. All right? This is her telling you, telling us, trying to get her voice out there about what happened. She didn't just abandon her daughter. There's a lot of messed up circumstances in between that.
Ignore my phone calls. Not tell Anna that I called. And then call like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. And Anna be like, Mom, why haven't you called me? And I'm like, I've been calling you. You didn't get any of my voicemails? Your dad didn't listen to them? No, he said you hadn't called. So he told her that I didn't care. He's been telling her I didn't care.
But do you see what's happening there? She's calling, dad saying she's not. Parental alienation, guys.
And then I moved away for years because I didn't love her.
I know.
At least that's what I'm telling myself, because it's the only thing that made sense as to why we grew apart. And also because I couldn't see her as much as I wanted to. It was about $1,400 every summer to go down and see Anna and bring her back here for 2 months, because Christopher wouldn't help me pay for the gas it took to drive all the way down to Florida.
Yeah, why should he pay for the gas for you to come see your own kid? What the hell?
And back up to Oklahoma. And then not even a month and a half later, drive all the way back down to Florida and back up to Oklahoma when I had to take her home. I love my daughter. Let me get that straight right now. My children are.
And I absolutely believe her. It just sucks when you get that stigma of being an addict and then everybody can use anything against you. They can literally use how she looks against her and say, oh, this lady's had a rough life. She's haggard. She's whatever, right? And I agree. He shouldn't have to pay for the gas. And this reminds me, guys, I hate to say it, but it reminds me of the Madeline Soto parental alienation between Tyler Wallace and Madeline Soto. All right. Thank you, Emily. I'll check my email right now. Did you email Brandon too? Did you CC Brandon? Please make sure everybody CC Brandon for every email that any of you send me from now on. All right. All right. Let's keep going.
My world. And even though I wasn't in her life, it doesn't mean I didn't think about her every day. I battle with severe depression because of it. Extremely high anxiety because of it. Yes, I was addicted to drugs for about 2.5 to 3 years.
And 110%, Emily, I agree with you about everything that you're saying. I get it. And a lot of things get taken out of context. But I don't want her to come on my channel or anybody to come on my channel and to come across like I'm victim blaming anybody. All right. So whatever she says, it's her platform. I hope she doesn't make herself look worse by telling things that she shouldn't. And thank you, Mom. My mom emailed you, Brandon. Watch out for that email, okay? I feel for her, but she didn't go see her daughter because he wouldn't. That was part of it. And again, I agree. Addicts always have remorse. And then you take away their child and there's a death and they're going to have triple remorse. All right. Who's Brandon? That's a great question. I have no idea who Brandon is either. He just asked me to stop emailing him because he says I'm annoying, but I don't know who it is. All right. So her daughter wasn't her number one thing when she started, but the dad is a PO. Right. Again, there's going to be a lot of judgment from or about her. I get it.
The only reason I did them was because a man that my ex-fiance trusted, he was his best friend, took me out under the pretenses of making money and scrapping and threatened my life and told me that if I did not get high while we were at this house, that they would kill me because they've been up way too long. And if I didn't get high or hit the pipe, I was either a cop or I was an undercover, or I was either a cop or I was a snitch. So I've never hung around drug addicts. I mean, yeah, my parents were drug addicts, but I was a child. I didn't hang around their friends. So I have no idea what drug addicts are like, except what I see on the news, which is they kill people. That's not exactly true either. They do not kill people. Idiots kill people.
And right. I mean, there's certain things that are going to make you look bad when you're just out there on the internet flying off the handle about things. All right. Mab says, hi, hello, Mom, or Pearl. All right. And the dad, there are allegations of the dad being a pedo with the, at the time, 15-year-old person they hired. All right. What's up, Michael? I'm glad you rolled in. Good to see you. All right.
Anyway. So I got addicted to drugs for about 3 years, and I got off drugs by myself. I didn't go to rehab.
Now, she did say that she was going to the service and going to hide, but we haven't talked to her. We don't know if she actually went. Does anyone know if she went and snuck into that service? Let me know if you know. There's a lot on here, guys. There's a lot of things I've been keeping up with. She said she was going to go. I'm going to assume that she did. All right. But I don't know.
I just quit cold turkey. Okay. Yep. Yes, I have no teeth in my mouth. No, that has nothing to do with drugs. That has to do with a hereditary gum disease I got from both of my parents. Why don't I have teeth? Well, because
I hate to say that, but I've heard this story before. Why do people do that? Why do people make excuses about their teeth and why they don't have them? That I don't get. All right. So, Ganja Girl, thank you. You say she did go with a wig on. Thank you. I know you're local from that area, correct? All right. She said she was going to put heels and a wig. So, I hope she at least got to go. I heard on the News Nation that she did go. She was in disguise. And I heard that too, but it was before she went. I didn't hear her talking about after that she went and this happened, etc. So I assume she did then.
the last set of dentures that I bought, a bitch got mad because she was jealous that I looked better than her, apparently. So she thought she would burn my dentures, and because she thought she looked better than me with no teeth in her mouth. And like I told her, bitch, I look better than you with no teeth in my mouth on a bad fucking date. I'm sorry. God made me that way, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, besides the point, bunny trail on that one, ADHD. Thank you. But I love all three of my kids. And right now, I'm not allowed to see either one of my boys. Why? I don't know why I can't see either one of my boys. Their father will not talk to me. And all I get to communicate with is his wife, who is lying to me because she told me neither one of the kids ever wanted to see me. That's a bull-faced lie, because my friend Gayla's nephew is.
Yeah, this story gets crazier and crazier. You start to listen to this, and it's like you need your freaking map to write this down and put a connected link to it. Again, we're going to tie this all together as the case continues. Millie says, I'm going to spend my day off relaxing and catching up on all this. Well, thank you. Please do. She heals because she sure and didn't want it to be more obvious. She heals. Huh. I'm not sure what I missed. She said she did go. Right. She didn't stay long. All right, thank you. I did hear that she went too, and I hope that she gets to heal from this, guys. I'm glad that she's sober now, because I'm sure that it would be a lot tougher and harder for her to forgive her own self if she weren't. All right, well, let's finish this up. Y'all, if you have questions, drop that in chat now. Hit that like button, get yourself a membership, and share with your friends.
In Cody's class, and Cody always tells him how much he misses me and how much he wants to see me. So that right there says the bitch is lying.
Agreed.
She tells me that if I show up on the property, I'll be arrested. Well, I don't give a fuck. Like, police don't scare me. I seen a post just a few minutes ago on Anna's Facebook stating that I was in jail right now. Whenever she made that post, I was in jail right then. But does she know why? I was in jail because of truancy on my son.
Ooh.
Because I didn't sign him up for school, and he missed the first 8 days of school 2 years ago. That's why I was in jail. But anyway, so the only reason I didn't have a relationship with my daughter is because Christopher made it impossible and filled my daughter's head with lies. And the only information Christopher actually knows about me is he said, she said bullshit between my ex-fiance and him. Well, my ex-fiance doesn't ever talk to me either, so how the fuck does he know what's going on in my life?
I sent you the handle, Mab. I'll also respond back to everything else, all right? And yeah, we're absolutely playing this to give the mom a little bit more outreach, guys. We let her vent. She's venting. I'm all for the victims in the case, and in my opinion, no matter how she messed up, Anna Kepner is no longer with us. She died a death that nobody should have to experience ever, and especially at 18 years old, by the hands of where you're supposed to be and feel safe. All right. Florida Treasure says Anna was well on her way to breaking a generational curse. Great student, gymnastic, cheerleader, going into the Navy, all that stole from her. I agree. Absolutely. I was just saying that. Thank you. All right. All right. And yeah, BJ, when I heard that initially about her becoming an addict, she actually blames the fact that her husband cheated on her with a child, etc., etc. So Tabby was a baby, vulnerable. Of course, Tabby went with it. Biomom is clean now, BJ, and I'm so thankful that she's clean now. All right, it's gonna help her. It's gonna help her. And yeah, she did die. She died on the dad's watch, and Chantel, that's Chantel's son. She should have been getting the help for her son. And Chris Kepner, should have been watching his daughter much better than he was.
He don't talk to me. He don't see me. All he knows is what other people tell him. So again, he said, she said, fucking bullshit. None of you know what I have been through or what I've been put through or what I put myself through mentally on a daily because of my kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Christopher, Barbara, Andrew. Well, actually, Andrew, you don't have anything to do with the last part of this, but I'm going to bring you.
I've absolutely offered her a platform, and by me playing this, we're also giving her a bigger platform. I would never let anyone attack her. If she were to come on this channel and say what she wants to say, hopefully she'll reflect back on the things she's saying and clean it up a little, but she could say what she wants, and I wouldn't let anybody attack her. I don't care what anyone says. She's still a victim, and she's still Anna's biological mom. She doesn't deserve any of this.
Into it, I promise you, at the very end. Christopher and Barbara, you want to sit there and body shame Tabby for being fat.
Yep.
Have you looked in a mirror lately? Tabitha is not fat, but you two look like you ate an elephant.
Oh
okay? Christopher, you're 3 times the size of Tabby is, so I don't know why you call her fat. Naked, look in a fucking mirror.
Yo, wait, what the hell is going on? This is the biological mother, by the way.
This is not fat, but you two look like you ate an elephant.
This sounds like most of the Krama channels that play all day long, doesn't it? Anybody else? Roll through the live streams during the day while you're working and hear this all day long? Again, hopefully she comes on, watches what's being put out there, and reflects a little bit. But again, I'd love for her to come on and have a platform where she doesn't feel like she needs to insult, but just tell the truth. Anna should never have stayed in the cabin with 2 boys. Agreed. Dad and stepmom failed Anna. Anna's mom's a victim. Thank you, Grace Kirk. I appreciate you. I agree. 110%.
Okay? Christopher, you're 3 times the size of Tabby is, so I don't know why you call her fat. Naked, look in a fucking mirror.
Yo, she just said ninja. What?
And Barbara, you're the same way. Bitch, you're 3 or 4 Tabitha, and you calling her fat. Have you looked in the mirror? I think y'all need to stop deflecting yourselves onto Tabby. Grow the fuck up. Man up. And Andrew, okay, if you want to call me out on how bad of a mother I am or whatever, because you have no idea, let's talk about the teenagers you were dating when you were 28.
The hell? Who's Andrew?
Did you forget about that? Because you did the same thing your brother was doing. You were both dating minors under the age of 18 when y'all were in your mid to late 20s. Thank you.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's mama right there.
All right, that's biological mom, and again, it was deleted, so I wasn't able to put that up. Okay, yeah, vent, mom, vent. I agree. Yeah, she just says it. She literally said ninja, but didn't say ninja. If y'all know what I mean. All right, guys, I appreciate everything you guys do every day. We didn't reach our goal, and I understand. We've got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of days, Christmas coming, the holidays. We do still want to do giveaways, merchandise. We've got hopefully Tiff drops it in chat. We have some Black Friday type of sales for you guys. So hopefully you guys check that out, guiltyofcrime.com. I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Probably doing the update to the Melody Buzzard case, which is wild. And I do think that things in my head have shifted a bit on whether Melody is still alive. All right. Michael says, "Hey, Jane, guilty of crime. This is so sad. I have known many women just like that." All right. Pizza poop, dad, see Sam the sitter, and left her. And let her for her. Rest in peace, Anna Kepner. I agree. Thank you for weighing in. All right, guys, I hope that you guys understand this case just a little bit better. I know there's a lot of information in one episode, but if you missed the beginning, please do go back. If you missed what's been happening, go back to my Anna Kepner playlist and rewatch and see. On that note, guys, do me a favor and hit the like button and share. Also, I'm telling you guys right now, if somebody that you know or one of you doesn't have the means, I was hoping Melissa would come by. Melissa, the mommy of twins. She didn't email me. Nobody's said anything to me, but I want to help. If somebody doesn't have money or doesn't have a turkey or doesn't have something to eat and the crime crew, please email me, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. I'd like to help. Lori Miner, good to see you. I think you got your Guilty of Crime package. Was that your baby with the Guilty of Crime hoodie that I saw? Let me know. All right. And all right, what's up, Kel? Kel says, say hi to Brandon. Don't forget, guys, everybody email Brandon. Tiff says, free ornament with all orders. Any orders over 50, you'll receive a free Guilty of Crime blanket, you guys. So if you guys go over to guiltyofcrime.com, get a free ornament, get a free Guilty of Crime blanket, and get something for yourself while getting a gift for someone else. All right. Barbie, appreciate you. Grace Kirk, you're very welcome. 406, I feel for her. She's going through many different emotions. I agree. All right. I appreciate you guys so much. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow. And Lori Miner, awesome. That was your grandson. Doesn't matter. Beautiful baby next to the Guilty of Crime. I don't know if it was your baby. I saw a baby. That baby is beautiful next to the Guilty of Crime. Grandson, whatever. A baby, a beautiful little baby. Thank you. I always get little things off unless I write them. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. And go check out guiltyofcrime.com. 222 people in here. Say a prayer that Anna Kepner gets the justice that she deserves. All right, guys. Love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Email me, all right? All right. And go mess with Brandon. Have a good one. One love. Tell your mom I say hello. Hello, Mama. Love you. Bye. Bye.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty?